Welcome back to the Literary Apothecary. My name is Kate, and today I'm here to give you guys a series review for the Liveship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb. This is the second trilogy in chronological order of the Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. We have Ship of Magic, Mad Ship, and Ship of Destiny in this trilogy. I gave this trilogy as a whole on average a rating of 4.4. Ship of Magic was the highest rated, but Mad Ship was actually my favorite book in this series. A quick spoiler-free description of what this series is all about. This trilogy is set in the same world as Farseer, but with different characters, this time focusing on pirates, sea serpents, and sentient ships made from wizard wood in the city of Bingtown. This series follows the Vestrit family struggle to reclaim their live ship, the Vivacia, from a pirate captain, while exploring the themes of family, ambition, and the magic of the Elderlings world. Our genre for this series is nautical fantasy, featuring pirates and sea serpents and political intrigue. It's also high fantasy. Robin Hobb, as you know, writes a lot of high fantasy in her Realm of the Elderlings, but because this takes place primarily on the sea with pirates and sea serpents and all of things related to sea, it's technically classified as nautical fantasy. In Book 1, Ship of Magic, we get an introduction to Bingtown, the Rain Wilds, and Wizardwood. We also get, your typical introductions to the main characters, what you need to know going into this series. Bing 2, Mad Ship delves deeper into the political intrigue with Bingtown traders and the Rain Wilders, romance, and magic. And Book 3, the final book in this trilogy, Ship of Destiny, is your conclusion. It's a classic conclusion. It's a wild one. Bingtown is falling into disaster. Ronica is trying to save it, while Althea is still on her journey in search for the Vivacia. Now I'm going to go into my CAWPILE categories and talk a little bit about what I saw in each one of the books and try to give you just a general idea of these CAWPILE categories. So for characters, I absolutely loved them in Book 1. My favorite characters after finishing Book 1 were Wintro, Althea, and Vivacia. And I thought all throughout this series, continuing into Book 2 and Book 3, they had great character development all throughout. That's one of the things that Robin Hobb is well known for, is her character development, and I really saw it come out in the Liveship Traders much more compared to the Farseer trilogy for me. Our atmosphere was a little less balanced. I loved the change of scenery from Farseer. Our atmospheres felt perfect in Book 1. I wanted more of it in Book 2, and then in Book 3, they just felt perfect. So it was a little bit wobbly here going through the trilogy for me. Our writing style. First and foremost, I thought this had a little bit too many point of views to try to keep track of. Even though I loved each one of the point of views that we got, it just felt like there was a whole lot of different point of views going on here. By Book 2, this was my favorite book, like I mentioned. Even though it didn't have the highest rating, this one I enjoyed reading the most. And then Book 3 felt a little bit too long for me. It felt like almost like it could be split up into two different books, but overall, the writing style in this trilogy was very engaging to me. I was very engaged. Our plot. Now, in Book 1, it was well written and easy to follow. It kept it moving. Book 2, it felt a little bit separate, but like the start of a new story almost. Book 3 was very effective plot. It was simple and effective, and it got the job done. Intrigue was Book 1. It was always unpredictable. I was always interested and excited, except for when we got to Book 3. I didn't have that intrigue as much as I did in Books 1 and 2. Or logic. Book 1, it had complete logic to me. Everything made logical sense really all throughout this trilogy, but especially in Book 1. Now, enjoyment. I enjoyed this trilogy so much more than in Farseer trilogy. If you've ever talked to me about the Farseer, I have major issues with, especially that last book in that trilogy. Book 2, I enjoyed the most in this trilogy. Some parts in Book 3 I loved, and some I felt like they needed to end quicker, which knocked down the enjoyment for me. I did do an immersion read for these, so let's talk about the audiobook. I thought our narrator did a fantastic job. She had steady pace. It was easy to follow. In book 3, it was good, but not as amazing as book 1 and 2. Some quotes from the trilogy. I have just 2 quotes for you. The first one from Ship of Magic. The man who worries about what will next be happening to him loses this moment in dread of the next and poisons the next with prejudgment. And that quote really stood out to me because I'm a person that worries about everything. Things that have happened, things that are happening, things are that not to happen yet. I worry about everything. And so that really helped center me in the moment and it reminded me to live in the moment and stop worrying about stuff that hasn't happened yet, which I'm still working on, but that quote helped me kind of remember that. And then the second quote comes from Madship. Love isn't just about feeling sure of the other person, knowing what he would give up for you. It's knowing with certainty what you are willing to surrender for his sake. Make no mistake, each partner gives up something. If you think the man is worth it, it works. And I thought that really summed up being in true love in a well-rounded, easy to understand way. Why should you read this trilogy, the Farseer trilogy? If you love maritime fantasy or nautical fantasy, definitely pick this up. If you're not sure that you wanted to continue after Farseer trilogy, I recommend you at least read this next trilogy because it's in the same world. It deals with completely different characters and really a whole different story along with it. We get little references to different places and people in Farseer trilogy, but you don't need to read Farseer trilogy to understand. You don't need to read Farseer trilogy to understand the Liveship Traders trilogy. Of course, if you love epic fantasy, Robin Hobb has your epic fantasy in all of Realm of Elderlings, but especially in this. And of course, if you love pirates, magic, and creatures, all in your fantasy, that's what this trilogy has all in it. So if you have read the Liveship Traders trilogy before, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this trilogy, especially in comparison to Farseer trilogy? Which one was your favorite book in this trilogy? Like I said, my favorite book to read, the one that I enjoyed the most reading was Madship Book 2, but Ship of Magic got my highest rating. As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.